Bitcoin search interest is spiking as retail is getting more involved. Now, if you stick around, I want to talk about whether or not this means we can expect Bitcoin to be topping out anytime soon, or if we still have a lot of positive upside potential. So if you're new to the channel, first off, welcome. I talk about personal finance and investing, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and business and entrepreneurship here. So if any of those things interest you, consider subscribing. If you get any value from this video, smash that like button to support the channel, and let's get started. Okay, so if we hop on over here, and you can actually do this yourself and follow along. So search for Bitcoin, and what you will see is that worldwide, which is what we want to watch because Bitcoin is a worldwide currency, the search interest is spiking, almost doubling what it has been in the past week, this next week, predicted to end January 2nd. Now, this is just a projection at this time, which is why you have this dotted line, but it is something we want to pay attention to because we have not been above the 50 level since November 22nd to 28th. So that week we hit 50, which is half of what the search interest we're experiencing right now is. So this is important because it's showing that retail is starting to get involved in Bitcoin. Because typically when you have people who are more familiar with the space, have used Bitcoin before, know where to buy it and stuff, they can just go straight to the links and the creators and the people that they get their news source from. Whereas people who are new to the space are going to be searching just Bitcoin online to see what comes up. And the reason this is important, if we look back on this 5-year time trend, you see that during 2017, at the peak of the bull run, we did also see the peak of interest over time on these Google search results. So this is December 17th to 23rd, 2017. Let's actually go over on cycle repeat. We are predicting an after having top here of 484K, but that's not what we're going to focus on right now. Right now, we are focusing on back here whenever the after having top occurred at 19.345K on December 16th. So you can see that date over at the bottom. I don't want to move my cursor to circle around it because it'll remove the date, but you can see it's 2017, 12/16. So that is December 16th of 2017. And if we go back here, that corresponds pretty much exactly with retail. We do see it peaking out December 17th to the 23rd that week. So right after Bitcoin topped, retail was at its all-time high interest. And this might be something you're a little concerned about now, like if we're up to 47 on this marker. And really quickly, the way that Google does its trend search tracking is that whatever the highest amount of search volume is, that is set at 100 and everything else is normalized to that value. So whereas right now we're looking at the past 5 years, we are up to 47 search interest. When we looked at just the past, say 12 months, the reason that this is showing 100 is because that is the highest point on our time scale. I just want to make that clear for you all so you understand. So going back here, we do see that the search interest was highest during the week of December 17th to the 23rd, which corresponds to just after that, after having top we saw on December 16th. So you might be thinking here, once we hit above 30, we just spiked and then had our major pullback and fall. Is Bitcoin nearing a top? I don't necessarily think so, because for this, you want to understand that Bitcoin does go through cycles. Let's actually see if cycle repeat will let us go over there. Pan. Okay, so they don't have the data that far back. Let's change the dates here. Let's go 20. Let's go 20. The last cycle was around 2013, 2014. So let's check out and see what they had here. Okay, perfect. So here what they have, as you can see, the last bull run before this prior one, the peak for the after having top was November 30th of 2013. I do think I said 2013, 2014 timeframe. I wasn't really involved in this space at the time, unfortunately for me. So that was when, that November 30th, let's keep that in mind. And let's actually look further back. So if we find November 30th or November of 2013, we do see that is another relative high. See how we were at interest of 2, 1, 3, and then all of a sudden up here 10, and it peaked out December with 11. So what that shows is that we do have this same retail interest cycle as we have in the past, and it's this cyclical situation. And similar to Bitcoin, where you have major run-ups in prices, this is more easily seen on the stock to flow model. So let's go over there. With Bitcoin, what you have is these cycles, and you have these major run-ups in prices after halving events, followed by overshooting of what the fair value is. You can see the fair value on this red line here, and then falling back down below fair value levels before consolidating prior to another halving event. So we just had another halving event last spring, and we are now in that skyrocketing phase where it's likely we're going to overshoot the fair value end of summer timeframe over here, late spring, early summer timeframe over here, and then fall back down to the fair value. But the important part is to see how it jumps up and then falls back and then consolidates and then jumps up higher than it has ever been before and then falls back, consolidates, jumps up higher than it's ever been before. So we don't really have this logarithmic chart on the Bitcoin retail search interest from Google. This, if you do look at, say, an investing app or a cryptocurrency price tracker, you will see that Bitcoin just looks like it goes parabolic, when in reality, you do have these jumps and then fallbacks and then parabolic increases and then fallbacks. So during this bull market, we can expect some pullbacks, but for the search interest, I do think that it is reasonable to believe that we will go above the previous retail search all-time high, because that's what happened here in 2013, where we went up to what was at the time, look at this, 11, 10, 11. There's nothing even close in the past. April 2013, you had 7, basically nothing. Bitcoin wasn't even around till 2008, 2009. No searches in 2011. So once we hit that, that was the relative high. So over here, you might at 11 or higher, 14, you might be thinking, oh, that was the top, but you would have sold way too early in May 2017. So you want to keep in mind that while we are spiking with retail search interest, there is still probably a lot of positive upside potential to go, because right here it's just at 14. And then in 2017, it went all the way up from 14 down to 12, 13, and then 19, 20. And then it spiked all the way up here, December 2017, which is almost, is that March? Yeah, that's 9 months later from when it broke the previous all-time high to the all-time high we experienced during the last bull run. So here, where we are seeing search interest of 27 at this point for the month of December, and for the past 5 years, which we don't have as granular of data, unfortunately, by the week, for the past 5 years, we do see it reaching about half on this past week, or this upcoming week, I should say, about half of what the all-time high search interest is. I don't think that means we're necessarily nearing or at a top within the next couple of weeks. I think we do still have a lot of time to go. As you saw over there, it was 9 months between when we reached the all-time high and when we reached Bitcoin's all-time high. And that is the all-time high of the Google search interest, which shows retail involvement and interest, versus the Bitcoin value. So we do still have quite a ways to go, but it is interesting to see this. And I just wanted to make a quick video kind of sharing this with you all and giving you some insights. So don't necessarily need to panic here. It is nice that more people are getting involved, but I do think we're going to see higher than ever levels of Bitcoin search interest and retail involvement. Now that a lot of the institutional and smart money has gotten involved, we have seen the Bitcoin price getting pushed up well beyond 13K when I first covered it, well beyond 10K when I first started getting involved during the halving event. And I think once major financial institutions have gotten in and put all their money in, we are going to start to see the media reporting on it in a much more positive light, which is just unfortunately how it goes. Institutions get involved, put their money in, media pumps it up, retail gets involved, institutions can pull out at the top, and retail is left holding the bag. So how we want to do this and why I've created this video and I'm creating this YouTube series on cryptocurrency is to get you more aware of what's going on so that maybe you can get involved in the trends before they top out and then know what the warning signs are of the top approaching. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value from this video, please do smash that like button. Consider subscribing if you want more crypto content or if you want to stay aware of what's going on. I do try to post regularly, and I'm making a video series right now on an introduction to Bitcoin for anyone who is a beginner. So check that out if you have not yet done so. I do post daily on TikTok with updates, and you can find that link on my page or in my link tree. So do check it out if you're interested in that. I also have a Twitter and Instagram. If you want updates, I post there as well. I did post this on Instagram before hopping on with this video explanation. So check it out if you want more instantaneous updates. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button before you head out, and I will see you next time. Take care.